Recording. All right, how are y'all doing today? My name is Nate. Our little group here is the Rule of Thirds. Just a small group. We just want to talk about things we're kind of interested in, movies, shows, kind of really anything like that. Uh, we're here to talk about WandaVision, first two episodes. All three of us watched it. Got a lot to say about it. Kind of just want to get into it and discuss it with these guys. Here y'all go.
What's up, guys? I'm Chris. Like Nate said, we all work together and we're constantly talking about movies and different series and shows. A lot of them are comic book themed. At some point in time, we'll probably have a full onslaught of Star Wars. So really looking forward to that. Looking forward to talking about that content. But like Nate said, we're going to focus on WandaVision, talk about the first two episodes, and can't wait to get into that.
For sure. What's up, guys? My name is Brennan. Um, this is a group we just, decided to make kind of like what Chris said, just talk about all of our favorite stuff. We work together and we talk about this stuff all the time. So we just decided, to kind of just bring it, here and just kind of create a platform that we can all kind of talk about this stuff. But, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, you know, everything just entangled together.
All the
We're very
hot stuff.
excited. All the hot stuff, you know, so we're really excited, to get started and then, talk about the new stuff up and coming.
All right, so uh, I was under the impression last time we talked that WandaVision was going to start at midnight, and we had talked previous to that. What I didn't know is it was midnight Pacific time. So we're on the East Coast, so I didn't have the nerve to stay up till I guess it was 3 o'clock in the morning our time.
Yep. Yep.
So I watched them the night before. Um, uh, Episode one and episode two.
Mm.
Um, Initial thoughts. This might come out to be a surprise.
Uh-oh.
I was kind of disappointed. I was disappointed. I was. I
Uh-oh.
was. Here's why. Here's why I was disappointed.
I gotcha.
Okay.
I
All
think
right. Let's
I
hear it.
think Marvel. Okay. Here I'm gonna give you two schools of thought. Let me pull my sleeves up. I think Marvel looked at their following
Yeah.
and said they're going to stick with us no matter what. Okay, they're going to
Yeah.
stick with us no matter what.
Yeah.
So we're going to give these two episodes, and they're not going to be our best. Now, I'm not saying that there's not things to come. I'll get into that a little later on
Hmm.
because you definitely can see how things are being set up. But as far as like, I'll give you a perfect example. I sat there and watched it with my dad. Now, my dad is into Marvel stuff. I think a lot because I am. You see all the stuff behind me.
Right. Yeah.
Within like 15 minutes after he was like, "Oh, okay," because my dad's in the 70s. Okay, yeah, this looks like so and so show, and this looks like so and so show. Okay, yeah, this looks like some of the programs I used to watch. Like after all that,
Hmm.
knocked out. Okay, knocked out.
Yeah.
So I think this was, again, Marvel. They're leading towards something.
Hmm.
But like, let's just say you're not a Marvel fan. Let's just say you or were part of the some billion people, excuse me, that saw Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Let's just say that's all you saw. You didn't see Age of Ultron. You didn't watch Age of Shield. You're not. Don't take this the wrong way, y'all. But you're not one of us. You're not one of
Right.
those followers. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's just say you're one of those. Like, was it that interesting?
It just
Were you
seemed
were
like
you
a
that were
Nick
you
at
that
Night,
like was it? I mean, was
classic
it
Nick
was
at
there
Night
any?
type.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Nick at Night. That's exactly what it felt like. Now, hang on. What
Yeah.
they did, and this is kind of where I might flip the script. What they did was dope. Like how they made it look and how they made it look authentic
For
was
sure.
dope.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I'll
Yeah.
even go uh, um, a step to a step in the direction of saying the acting, like Paul Bettany's a great actor. So
Mm-hmm.
to see him in that role, like literally acting in episode one and episode two, I was all for that. It's all for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna lie. After and we'll talk more in detail about each episode. But at the end, I was just like, like what the hell did I just watch? Now, all the Easter eggs, and we can get into all that kind of stuff and what it's leading to. Yes, I know there's more to
Right.
come.
Right.
But I
For
literally
sure.
think Marvel was just like, hey, we got a huge fan base, and just gonna slide this in real quick. We're gonna slide these two in, and
I
I think
Yeah.
that's why they put them together.
I think,
Because
well, I was
I
gonna
think that was
say,
the weakest part of the show. I think that was the weakest
Right.
part of the show. So I think there's more coming. But I just like part of me was just like, oh, okay. Like I didn't get a whole lot out of it. There was a
Mm-hmm.
couple, the scenes at the end, and you kind of see some glimpses of her manipulating things inside that
Mm-hmm.
world. Like all that was cool, and I'm a fan of. But
Right.
just as like the show so far, I give it like a C minus.
Okay. That's fair.
You know,
That's fair.
but yeah,
Um.
I wasn't impressed.
I get you on that. But
Okay.
I'll say,
I feel
and
that. I feel that.
I see where you're coming from. And I was gonna say like I wouldn't give it a C. I give it like a B, B plus. But I'll say
Okay. I like the grades.
I don't think it's super spectacular, but I do think I like a lot of the setup that they're kind of hitting for from these two episodes. I'll
Mm.
also say I feel like they could have combined these two episodes into one maybe 45-minute long episode and got the same effect and premiered that as just the first episode and made me not split it in two things because a large part of it seemed kind of redundant. But
Mm.
like I said, it was leading to a lot of setup and a lot of like weird stuff happening to the background, like no matter what Wanda and Vision kind of do in the situation, it all the outcome of it all seems to lead to the same thing. Like like with the bosses and and their the dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
1 second.
Brendan, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you good. I can hear you good.
Yeah. With
My bad.
Nate, you are you
Yeah,
good?
I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
good.
Yeah, like when the boss was choking and Vision say anything with his abilities and stuff like that, they just completely glanced over it, like they didn't even notice it happened, and he just like
Mm.
glanced over like started talking about like a conversation that they never even had during the dinner about like
Right. Where are they from? What are you doing here?
yeah, and
You
they
know.
got stuck on that, like both Wanda and Vision, because they couldn't even remember like whenever they asked actual questions about retaining to them, they can't seem to remember any of it actually. But I was more talking
Right.
about like
Right.
right after the dinner, like and he's talking about we'll get you that promotion we talked about. Like they had a long conversation about the dinner, but they never actually had any conversation at dinner. Like that part never
Mm.
actually happened.
Right.
Right. And and Brendan, you go ahead and like give your. We'll dive into that. Go ahead and
Okay.
like give your your initial thoughts.
Okay. Um, I think grade
And
wise,
what grade do you give it?
right, right. I think grade wise, I'll give it like I'll give it like a B. I'll give it a B. I can't put it in that A tier. I think acting, was great. I like just like the effects of it, just giving it that like old like 80s like or like just 1900s kind of style to it, and
I think it was like
I
50s,
kind
60s, some 70s.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 50s, yeah, six, yeah. Like I kind of like that. I like that whole vibe that they're going on. I like that they sprinkled a little Easter eggs as to like like even like with the dinner when they were like kind of confused on like where they came from, like when their anniversary was. Like I kind of like that they're sprinkling different like Easter eggs about like what's really going on behind the scenes. Um, I feel like you know they could have done better with kind of just explaining like how this happened in the first place. You know what I mean? Like it kind of just like opens up and it's like this like show like they're on that they're the stars of, and it's like and that's cool. Like, but I would have liked to see like in the beginning if there was like you know how Wanda like how they ended up getting there in the first place instead of just like kind of picking up like you know in this kind of show. So like I know like eventually it's coming down the road. What is it, like 9 episodes total? So like they're gonna dive deeper into it. So I'm not too critical of it
Sure.
just yet.
Right.
But I think like acting, there's some comedic relief in there. There's some moments I definitely was laughing. I thought was kind of funny. So I think a B. I think it'll definitely get better from here. But I think that's what I'll give
Right. Right. Um, you are a lot nicer than I am.
it. Simon Cowell, the group.
I, I think, I mean, as far as like a, underlining tone, and Nate, this is something you were talking about. That question of why are they there, and essentially they don't even know why they're. You know what I
Mm.
mean? They can't remember why they're there. Um, so they couldn't answer those questions, and even like the part with the boss, um, where he saves them, and the dude, kind of told him before in the day, this your promotion counts on this and all this kind of stuff, and save the dude, and the end was like, hey, I'll see you Monday. We'll talk about that promotion. Everyone's like, what's kind of going on.
Mm.
My opinion is she's controlling all of it.
Right.
But I think
The thing I'm confused about is because like it's weird because like the calendar that had the 23rd with the heart on it, if I'm not
Mm.
mistaken, the calendar said 2023.
I didn't even
Did it
look.
That's not. It
really?
doesn't. Yes, it doesn't say like 1959.
I did
I
not even
gotcha.
catch that.
I'll
You know
have
what
to
I
go
mean?
back and
So
look.
like,
Right.
I guess what I'm confused on is like, what's her reference for creating this 1950, 1960s era that
Right.
doesn't really make sense for what maybe is about to happen. That part to me is just kind of confusing. That's why I think it's kind of what I said earlier with just like Marvel was like, yeah, we're gonna just try this and see how this works for these 2 episodes. We'll do something real fun, and they actually had a live studio audience. That wasn't like dubbed in. Like
Oh
they had
yeah.
a live studio on it. Yeah, those are real people, and
Oh wow.
that's why I said
That's
what they
awesome.
did was dope
Yeah.
because it was all authentic.
Hmm.
But I just don't know why
Right.
Yeah.
they what I mean, the part where um where you see her kind of letting things go and yet seeming confused. She's confused on the date with her neighbor. She thinks she's going to get that Vision good. You know what I mean? She's getting prepared for that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Vision's like, no, this my boss is coming for over for dinner. She put
Right.
on a negligee, had the cleavage and all that stuff. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
she seemed lost, but in that split second where she was like, Vision, save him, like she was completely in control of everything,
Hmm.
even to the
Uh,
point where I
Right.
think that's when dude was
Hmm.
like, "Hey, see me." I don't even think the dude realized Vision saved his
yeah,
life.
that's what I'm
I think
saying.
that's
Like,
just
Yeah, I don't think he did either.
I think that's just her controlling it.
Controlling it.
You know what
Right.
I mean?
I agree. I
I don't
agree.
think dude realized anything had happened.
Right.
You
Yeah, I don't
know?
think
yeah,
so
that's what I'm
too.
saying. Like, he just continued on like nothing happened. Like, and then his wife was just stuck asking like the same question repeatedly over and over again. But at the same
Right.
time, it's like Wanda's somewhat confused about what's happening. Like, and it might be a situation like House of M where like she's literally just cracked. Like, it might be a situation
We've
where
talked before.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
but we've
Hmm.
talked before and how cool it would be to see that. You know?
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like at first, like I remember watching that part and I was kind of like wondering why she kept like saying like like or saying to save him, but like it was kind of like, yeah, like her controlling the situation, and like he completely forgot all about it, and it was just like
and
because
like
she's like in control of everything. And like another thing is
Hmm.
like in the second episode when like
yeah.
the transition of colors happen, like what does that signify? Like what is that supposed to like
And then one guy comes
showcase?
out the
You
sewer.
know?
And this and only because I haven't looked at it. Is that the symbol for sword? Did I?
So you saw the Silver Sword on the helicopter in
Yeah.
part two.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it was on the back of
It was on
the,
the
the
dude who came out
beekeeper.
the sewer with a beekeeper outfit
The
on
Stewart.
too.
It was
Right. With
yeah,
the
yeah,
beekeeper outfit
yeah,
on. Yeah.
yep,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty sure. I was like,
And
yeah,
she
that's
like
So
sword.
and she said like
I
no. She
mean,
like rewinded it. She said not like I'm not doing this. And like
right.
she
So
like pretty
that's
much
that's
yeah,
yeah. Like she knows something's going on.
Yeah.
for sure.
You know what I mean?
For
Like she
sure.
knows something's going on. because those moments where she just steps in and just
Yeah, she just said
Vision
no. Dude came
save
upstairs. She
him,
was like,
and she just said
nope,
no.
we're rewinding it,
Yeah,
and
she said,
literally just
Yeah,
nope.
I mean,
This
even in
didn't
part
happen.
two, where Vision is drunk off of
gum.
Bubblicious,
Yeah.
he's flying, and you see her start making the rope. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
Right.
make it look like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like she starts doing all that, the whole piano and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So she has complete control
Complete
over.
control. Like those aren't even
Well,
powers
the
that
only, the
like
only thing I
we've
don't
seen
think
her
she
really
has
have.
control over is her nebby ass neighbor, because
yeah.
she comes and goes,
Yo,
and I
she's
think,
hilarious though.
yeah, like she comes and goes. Remember, she
She's
brought the
funny.
dinner and all this kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
she told her, all the smell goods for her night with her and Vision that she thought she was gonna have, and
Right.
do this
Right.
and all the seduction stuff. I
Right.
don't think she has control, and I think even in the trailer, you kind of see that I don't think she has control because she says some things to Vision in future episodes, and Vision's just like, "What are you talking about?
Right.
What's going on?" You know what I mean?
Right.
And I guess
Mm.
if there's an elephant in the room, and I've even seen some things online, and some things I can avoid, some things I can't. But the elephant in the
We all
room,
try.
Vision's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's so she brought him back, but when this whole thing crumbles or cracks and whatever, like
Mm.
I'm assuming he's part of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's part of this make
Right.
believe world too. So
Right.
if she hasn't cracked yet, she's going to.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, she's
And
going to. You know.
for sure.
So
And I feel like it's, supposed to like be the life that she wishes her and Vision had, which I guess like it's kind of like, going to the back to the 1950s, like, oh, things were simpler, we could be together and all that stuff. So like I feel like that's why she like created him and like the world around them, but it's kind of like, was this like accidental, or like
Well,
does she know that she's doing this? I don't know. It's kind of like that's where like I want to know about
well,
more.
I know you had
You
that
know.
one thing where on the radio you had someone who was asking her, and they were like, "Who's doing this to you?" And they were
Right.
like, so I'm not at that point. I'm not 100% sure if it's literally just her just doing it to herself, and to the point where she's blocked out that she's even doing it to herself to kind of try to keep herself in this happy world, or if there's someone else who's kind of manipulating her into using her powers to kind of keep her in Vision or her version of Vision, whatever's going on, kind of locked into her own fantasy world to keep. Because I mean, I'm not sure. Like there may be someone who sees her as a threat, and this is an easy way to manipulate her and to kind of keeping her out the way. Because
Truth, because she's like the second strongest or one of the top two strongest Avengers at this point. But like it's like it could be a little bit of both. I mean, maybe like she's got caught in it, like someone's doing it to her, but maybe she doesn't want to go, get out. Like maybe she wants to stay in it because
yeah,
she's enjoying it.
like they
I mean,
manipulate her
that's
into
that.
getting there, but she doesn't want to leave.
Like, would she promise something? You know what I mean? Would she promise like happiness and all this kind of stuff? Like by somebody, like she quote unquote make a deal with the devil, or it's just
Mm.
her? It's just that House of M moment where you know she knows it's not real, but damn it, it feels good. It's what she
Yeah,
wants. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right. That's what I think.
and um, in some of the trailers, you kind of see this red-ish thing, and I'm assuming they're inside of that, and all the banging
Mm.
noise is people
trying to get in to
trying
rescue
to
him.
get in. The
Mm.
helicopter, the sudden, like when the old girl cuts her head on the glass, you see color.
Right,
There was some
right.
couple other scenes.
I think it's whenever things that
Um,
aren't supposed to happen in her quote unquote dream world happen, there's actual
Hmm.
color to them. But
Right.
well, but here's an ironic thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but old girl cut her hand.
Hmm.
The helicopter,
She was so annoying.
they're both red.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
They're
then
both they're both red.
right.
and
Am I
then
missing something else?
Vision's color came back after
I was just
she
about to
like
say
the
that.
color of his
Red.
face.
They
Yeah,
he turned red.
Red.
and
So
then
Right.
so something I think there's something with that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
If that's the color that's like seeping through. What is that? You know what I
And then
mean?
all the
Is
Right.
color
that the
came
crack?
through when someone from the outside managed to actually get in. All the color
Yeah.
came back in.
Okay.
So
Right.
like when dude with the
Right.
beekeeper
Well,
suddenly color came into everything when the beekeeper dude got in. That's when she said no
right.
and rewinded
Hmm.
everything
Right.
back to
Right.
So
Fantasyland.
the and then like the character like she hasn't really been introduced, but like Monica Rambeau,
Well, that
she's
wasn't
from
even
the outside.
her. That wasn't even Monica. I mean, I guess she's not in this episode, but that was Geraldine, with the chick in these episodes.
I'm talking about part 2.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was Geraldine.
Um,
That was her name.
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it was Geraldine.
but does she know that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I don't like
Hmm.
she's not from there. You know what I mean?
yeah, she's also
Well,
someone
hold on,
who's.
let me back up. Nobody's really from there.
I don't
So
think so.
Right. Yeah. True. Yeah. I mean, it's like I want to know, what is that relation with the color red that she's seeing? It's like, what about it? Like, I'm trying to find the connection between all the moments, and what
yeah,
the color red and significance, means to her. Because it seemed like at the end, when like everything started to turn to color, like she was okay with that though in the end of like the episode
true.
two, compared to
Right.
like when she cut her hand and like it seemed like she was okay with the color change, and like I didn't know what that
Right.
like kind of symbolized. I don't know if that symbolized like the breaking down of the world that she created, or what that's supposed to like really mean.
Because
You
that's
know?
when everything changed. It like went from like the '60s to the '70s,
Mhm.
right? And jumped into
Correct.
color.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right. So I guess it's supposed to like symbolize a transition
Well, that's also
of
probably when
going
color TV started.
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
also when color TV, pretty much started. So you're gonna have
Right.
that. But yeah, man, I just, you
no,
know,
they are. No, you're right.
I
They are the same. They that is the same actor who's supposed to be Monica Rambeau older. So there may be some more connection there. Like I said, I mean,
because
obviously,
remember in like the trailer, we
yeah,
can talk about the trailer. She asked her like, "Who are you?" She doesn't know.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So and then you see her like getting thrown out of it and all this kind of stuff. So she ain't supposed to be. I mean, it's almost like, and I'm assuming like the characters who were there, like the bigger black dude with the fro, like I've seen him,
Yeah.
in some other parts of the trailer. I think they're all. I think that's your cast right there. So who these people are, I don't know if it's are these people, and I'm just guessing here, are these people who have tried to, help her in some way, not
Right.
break or not crack, and got
Hmm.
sucked in with her, and
Right.
now they all have this role to play. Here's
I mean, yeah.
something
I mean, like,
random. That whole scene, which was probably maybe my favorite scene, one of my favorite scenes,
mm,
the whole for the children thing. Like, did that get real, like Children of the Corn creepy,
It
real
did.
quick?
kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that? Because I was like, hmm, what, like, are they for her children that aren't,
Only
you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know why, but
I,
that chick
what do you think?
who was like the leader of like the whole
Excuse me.
little
bless you.
women's group little thing also looked really
Right.
familiar. And I can't think of why. Like she's like
Right. Like I doubt that like this world would be just random people. You know what I mean? Like it's like has to be people she knows of significance that she put inside of the world. You know.
Right.
Um. And like for the whole for the children thing, like episode two was very children based. Like she was like pregnant all of a sudden at the end of it. Um. So like it definitely was a little creepy. During that like whole like for the children scene, like when they were doing the magic show, but I don't really know, like, it's like I feel like they're dropping things, but I don't like feel like I don't know like all the complete significances of it yet,
Yeah.
but I'm sure like we'll find out. Um,
Yeah.
but like those are good
Yeah.
things
I
like
think.
just to pick up on though.
But yeah, that was like, okay, that was the one thing that kind of like caught my eye. I was like, okay, like, this was all like some, like, are they all? It seemed like they were all possessed, and it was just like, oh, wait a minute,
Right,
like what? Whoa, like there's something bigger. Obviously, there's something bigger, but like,
right.
and it was weird because she didn't know. Like when they started doing that, she was just like, what are y'all talking about? So Nate, like to your point,
Mhm.
again, who's pulling the strings? You know what I
Right.
mean? because
Right.
I want to believe she is, but I also want to believe she's cracked and like
There may
part of her
be,
brain is doing something else.
and there
You
may
know.
be someone
Right.
using the fact that she's cracked to their advantage. Like,
Right. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I feel like that could be the case too. Because I feel like it's
Yeah.
like I said, like I think it could be a mixture of both. Like I think she wants to be there. She's like broken, for what happened in Endgame, like, or Infinity War when like Vision got killed. Like she wants that life that they would have had. And I feel like she's okay being there. And I feel like as she's in that stage, someone is taking advantage of her on the outside or like trying to use her powers for something probably a lot bigger. I feel like it's definitely could be both. It's like something larger going on because the person that's on the radio is like saying Wanda, Wanda, like who is that? Like who's trying to reach her? Like who? Like I don't know. Are they trying to save her? Like what are they? Like are they good or bad? Like we don't really know. You know.
Right. In my mind, this is just, I literally have like a vision of her. Wow.
Wanda
An image.
Vision.
I have an image of her like strapped down to some like metal table inside this room,
Yeah.
shaking and twitching, eyes rolled back in her head.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's the dude who's like talking to her is in this room with her. He can't
Mm-hmm.
get out, but he can't. She won't let him in,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just created this world to escape whatever. Because like
Yeah.
that first opening scene happened so fast,
It did. Yeah.
and what aren't they like walking down the road? They see the house. She puts the sold
Mm-hmm.
sign on it.
Yep.
He picks her
Yep.
up, carries her through the door, uses his
Yeah.
powers. It opens the
Right.
door, comes back in,
Mm-hmm.
and something else like her relationship with Vision. Is it me or is it too normal for her to be that distraught about him dying?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right. Right. I mean,
Maybe I'm overthinking it,
I
but
feel
like,
like I don't know. I feel like the time like when they were between like I guess what happened in Civil War and like Infinity War when they were like together, they kind of Vision was offline for a while. I mean, I feel like there was the relationship was significant, and like the trauma might have put her in that state after what happened. You know what I mean?
hmm
And that could like they don't really explain or like there was like kind of not on screen like the development of the relationship all like that, but it could have been to that extent, like where they, I mean, even like when Vision died, when Wanda died first time before like Thanos brought him back and killed him again. But like when he first died, like he said he loved her and
such a
everything.
dick
So like
move,
yeah, it was he killed him twice or he died twice. That was
right?
kind of crazy, but it was kind of wild.
yeah,
They did him
that
dirty,
was shady.
um, but like he even said like he loved Wanda, like she could never hurt him. Like I think there was a lot of stuff, a lot of chemistry, a lot of stuff built up between them that, you know, I think leading like this is what she wanted all along. Like they didn't like want to like go back into like being Avengers and fighting and stuff. So I feel like seeing the relationship this way doesn't really surprise me. I feel like it's just something we didn't get to see develop on screen when they were like when Vision was alive.
And
Yeah.
my thing is, and this is going back to the whole weird kind of swirl thing that we seem to be kind of. What is somehow? I mean, and this is also going to the fact that Wanda powers have suddenly kind of shifted in this whole thing too, where she can kind of just kind of warp reality. Where did she get the reality stone somehow, yo?
Ooh.
Ooh,
Like I know Captain
ooh,
America put him back, but I mean
yeah,
Captain America is a planet
I,
bound person. He can't
yeah,
put him back all over the universe. He's just not capable.
right,
Okay.
right.
Okay. Not how you got to walk me through this. How?
I mean, at that point in time, it's not like I know he put him back in time, but it's not like they're completely. It's not like people don't know about him now. And like I said, and I know like
Right.
they
Mm,
say Captain America put him back to where he could put him, but like I said, Captain America is a planet-bound individual. Like I don't know exactly how someone would have got hold of it, but in between the time between when Captain America put him back in the funeral and stuff like that, people could have retrieved them Infinity Stones again. Like I said, definitely if I mean I would assume Doctor Strange probably has the Time Stone again and so on and so forth.
mm,
But where were the other stones even put at? Like what shield,
Hmm.
sword?
right. Mm. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Oh
feel,
yeah. That's
yeah,
a good question. Who has the stones now?
yeah. I mean,
because
that's like a whole like
he supposedly put the ether back on Asgard with Thor's hammer. He took the Soul Stone back to the Red Skull. Um, and everyone wherever else in the um, corresponding place. I guess the Power Stone went back to the Nova Corps.
Nevercore,
Help me out. The Time Stone went back to New
Doctor
York.
Strange.
Old
Doctor Strange.
bald headed chick.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
The
The
Eye of Agamotto, blah blah blah, whatever
Eye
it
of
was.
Agamotto back
I
to
Agamemnon. And this is something else too. This is something else. And
yeah.
Nate, you
What
made
was
me
her
think
name?
about
The
this.
Enlightened. Or something?
This chick supposedly was experimented. Her and her brother they were experimented on
Mm,
with the Mind Stone
Yes.
because
right,
she got reality warping powers.
right.
Wouldn't it make more sense for her to be experimented on with reality stone than the Mind Stone?
You know.
I'm just
Yeah,
throwing it out there.
yeah. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't really understand how the Mind Stone really correlated to. I mean, because the only thing we ever saw the Mind Stone do was like change people's hearts, and like pretty much you got to be like slaves to whoever was using it. You know, I that doesn't really correlate to like the powers that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch got. So it would make
So
more sense for it to be like a Reality Stone or like
That's mainly
you
because
know
they didn't
something
have the.
else.
That's mainly a cop out thing because they didn't have the license to mutants at the time.
So, look, and we can talk all night long about that because I think that's coming. I
uh,
think the fact
Mm,
I think they're going to be mutants the whole time,
yeah.
mm,
and Magneto's are dead. Period. That's
mm,
I think they'll be able to do that now. I think that's why they've just been kind of teetering, on really going into that. I think they knew the Fox
mm,
deal would eventually happen, and they
mm,
were just like, we'll just put that on ice, But
right. Had
you
to
know,
find a way to kind of get it in
we'll
there.
have to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Because I do think, and I think. Don't get me wrong. Like that's what I said before. This season, I think there's going to be a huge payoff. I think it will gradually get better. I just hope
Sure.
all the cheesy stuff. I think they kind of, you know, I mean, because you're just like you're not really left with much. Yeah, you got the
Mm,
beekeeper at the end. You know what I mean? But it's just like that's not a major character. You know what I mean? That's
Mm,
not. That's not. That's not. Here
Sword.
you go, Brendan. That's
That
that's
was
not. That's not Boba Fett.
not Sword
You know what I
Grunt.
mean?
Sword
Yeah.
Agent Grunt.
Star Wars reference.
Sword
Yeah. That's
Agent Grunt
so I
Yeah.
was just
B.
like, I'd have been. I'd have been a lot happier if there was just something like dope at the end, other than like beekeeper, because I was just like, who the hell is he? Okay, he broke
Right.
through. He climbed underground and he infiltrated, and she, you know what I mean? Whoa, whoa! I'm
Hmm.
sorry. She didn't do that. No, I'm sorry. She didn't do that. She didn't snap. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
She
She
just
didn't
told
even
him
need to
Whoa,
no.
snap.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah. She
Sorry,
said,
She
sorry.
"Yeah,
said
no,
no,
She
not
didn't.
right
buddy.
now."
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said no. Whoa, sorry.
Yeah.
She
Whoa,
is pretty much
sorry,
your
y'all.
she is pretty much
Sorry,
in your
my bad.
trespass.
You got to watch that snapping stuff, Marvel. You got to be
That
careful with
snapping
that.
stuff. Oof.
Whew.
You know,
Yeah, you got to be
don't.
careful with that.
Yeah, be careful with that. Don't want to snap too much.
Mm-mm.
It's not too good.
No.
You know.
But yeah, I'm assuming. Hopefully, they get into or they even if it's just a little piece because I'm hearing you won't see X-Men or mutants for 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 a minute. So I mean, even if you just get a little glimpse, you know, I'm assuming that this is going to lead into some sort of Doctor Strange. My first thought was like, yo, is that Doctor Strange's voice? Like, I mean, he would know all this is going on.
Mm,
Or one
for
person would
sure.
know. But I was just like, I listened to it. I was like, no, that's not it. But that was my first thought. I was like, is that Steven?
But
You
what if
know?
they're like trying
But
to like not like it's like fuzzy almost where like it's like him, but they don't want you to hear him at first.
Yeah.
Like
it could be.
just like the first couple episodes. Because
Yeah.
I think
And
it'll
then
definitely
who?
lead into Doctor Strange somehow, some way,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then who's the Doctor Claw individual at the end watching all this?
Yeah. He was just sitting there,
What are your
literally
thoughts
just
on that?
watching.
Watching it like a sitcom. You know what I mean?
Mm, right.
Like, what are your thoughts on that?
1 second.
Any guesses?
Um. See, I don't know. I mean, like, wait. Which part are you talking about when
They
he
were
was
literally
like
watching
watching
it
At the
it?
on like
end,
an old
there's
TV.
somebody watching this on a TV on an old
Oh,
TV.
oh yeah,
You just see their hand.
yeah. Oh, see, like the thing is, like there could be like someone poking inside of her head though, like seeing everything that's going on. Like the same thing like when they're trying to get in contact with her, or it's like the bee uh keeper person coming out of the well. Like I think they're poking into her head, trying to get into the reality, like trying to insert themselves possibly. Maybe it's like kind of a figurative way of like showing that.
Right.
Like at this point in time, I'm not
Uh,
sure who has her at this point in time. If it's actually Sword, and if Sword's actually the one's kind of watching over her while at the same time trying to rescue her because they are not sure what's happening. If she's
Mm,
actually the one kind of manipulating this whole little area that she's in, or if it's somebody else. And they, because like I said, it was also a Sword agent, I guess, who kind of got in. However, he got in through the sewers apparently in the
mm-hmm.
beekeeper suit.
what's your thoughts on the whole? Like, why was he dressed that way? like,
I want to know the exact
that was
same
weird.
thing. I was trying to
uh,
figure that
Like I
out when
didn't
I was watching this. I'm
he
like,
came as the
why is
he
he
came the
dressed
co-star on
like
the
that?
came the co-star on the show. Just slip in and fit in.
like.
But like, I
Was he was
like
he in
I'm
color or no?
He wasn't. No, he was.
he was in
He
color,
was
I
in
believe.
color.
Yeah, it's when he
Yeah,
Okay.
came in that everything went into color. Like they heard the loud noises happening again. Like and this time it wasn't a tree. It was literally like, cause Vision made the thing like I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna blah 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 whatever to the street. And when they outside, it's not a tree. It's literally like the whole area is just shaking. And then
right.
everything starts. And then that's by this time everything's in color. And then they see the manhole slit open, and he comes out the
Right.
sewer.
Hmm. See, like my thing is like I'm all about like just like like reading the Easter eggs and like trying to figure out what everything means. And I was thinking the entire time what that whole like outfit was supposed to signify. I was like, what is this like supposed to mean?
Well, my thing
Like I'm trying to put
is
the pieces together.
My thing was so like if someone's watching this and they see this kind of like a sitcom where they were trying to kind of just send somebody to kind of slip in, but kind of fit into like the dumbass sitcom type of shit that she had going. Like go in
Mm.
there,
So
slip
like
it.
they sent in a spy or something.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing, but I just didn't get the bees. I was
but
like,
he
what the
got yeah,
hell?
but he just
I
got
didn't get
caught.
that either.
He just got caught before he could kind of like slip in, and
But
she's
like,
seen him.
was he trying to attack them or like
No, he got
you know
rewinded before he could do anything. I don't know what he was trying to do. He got
yeah
She hit the
he just
rewind button upon seeing him. Like they don't even know
right
what he was trying to do. She just told him,
right
"Nah, homie, you
he like looked
trespassing."
at them he looked at them like with some evil intentions, you know what I mean? So like I was just like I like he did, and I was just like okay, and she's just like
I
nope,
mean, he
we're
had the
not
sword
doing
logo,
that.
but at the same time, now I'm not sure if the sword is actually good in the MCU. I know they're supposed to be like the other part of Shield and like the comic books, so they know Sword and Shield. Like they're supposed to be, but they're supposed to be like the Space Force. They're supposed to be like Captain Marvel and them and stuff like that. They're supposed to handle like
Right.
the more sophisticated complications
Hmm.
with Earth. So like,
So here's here's something that I was thinking of is after 2 episodes, who is the protagonist? Who's the antagonist? What do you see so far?
Protagonist, I would have to say
Vision, he the only one lost in the sauce. He don't know what's going on.
I was gonna say Vision. It's like they're doing such a good job, like of like making it seem like he's there, but he's not there. You know what I mean? Like in the sense where it's like he's dead, and that he's just like a puppet in this entire thing. You know what I mean? Like he's just like he's not real. And like I feel like Wanda's
Also,
definitely the I would say possibly the protagonist. Um,
I would say more on that whole
so
like your Vision thing about him not seeming real. I think that's because like and this is gonna sound like this is me just kind of guessing, but I think like with the whole gum thing kind of affecting him. 'Cause I don't think gum would in all actuality affect real Vision, like in any
That
way,
was
shape, or
terrible.
form.
That
Yeah,
that
I
Yeah,
I
that
think
agree.
whole
that
that whole
I
thing was terrible.
I think that's literally
That was
because
so
he's a
weird.
projection of her. Like she's like in like
Go
cousin,
ahead.
yeah, like cousin in
She's
actuality,
he's in her image.
yeah, where
Right.
she doesn't
Okay.
know the inner mechanisms of vision.
No.
So
Right.
Right.
Because yeah, that seemed very odd to me.
The
All I could think
the
one,
about,
best.
all like,
vision is partly organic. That was the whole thing about why what's it called, wanting that body, because it would have been a perfect body, because it was made from human.
Ultron.
Yeah, is why he wanted that body.
Hmm.
question for you guys. Was I the only one looking at
Hmm.
that gum scene and like the entire first two episodes where he was like, "Oh, I don't eat food," and thinking back to Civil War with that whole paprika situation with her and Wanda? Did he not sip that paprika, or like
Yeah,
did he not like, or am I tripping, or like, so like maybe it is just like what she thinks he
yeah,
is, but like I'm pretty sure I've seen him like sip on that like paprika like in Civil War. Correct me if I'm
I
wrong
gotta.
though.
I'll have to watch that again. I'll have
Correct
to
me if
watch
I'm
that
wrong
again.
though.
That's
But I
funny.
was like, wait, Vision not like, that's all I kept thinking about. I don't know why, but I was just like, doesn't eat food. I was like, what? But
My
yeah,
my
no.
my biggest takeaway of that whole
okay, bye bye. Not
you
right now,
know
Buzz.
Bubblicious scene was you got to saw in my eyes the brilliance of Paul Bettany, and I really thought I was watching uh him. You guys remember the movie First Night where he played Chaucer?
I think so.
Remember that with Heath
I've seen it.
Ledger, First Night. He's great in that movie.
Uh,
And I was just like,
mm,
he was acting drunk, he was loud and funny. I was like,
mm,
this is dope. That's the only takeaway. Other than
yeah,
that, I was just like, this is.
it was
I'm
kind of
not.
silly. It was
Yeah,
kind
like
of silly.
I'm not really feeling this. I'm not.
Like unless like it's completely going over our heads. I just didn't feel like that scene with the gum had any significance, and maybe it was just like comedic relief. And if that was the case, it was sort of funny, but I feel like it was dragged out a little bit too long with the amount of times like she had to tell,
Right.
like, fix what Vision was trying to pretty much screw up. Like if it was like two
Yeah.
times like he tried doing something and like she fixed it, I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. But it was like four things that like he was just like, all right, like I'm gonna do this. I don't care about like revealing who I am. And she had to like save it. I felt like it dragged on too long. I don't know if it was like something maybe bigger that we should have picked up on, because like it just happened for
Right.
way too long. I didn't find it too funny.
Right. Right. There's two things, and I'll get back to the whole protagonist and antagonist thing. But Brennan, to your point, when you talk about like significant scenes, and I think that's what like I feel I'm missing is like there's a lot
Mm,
of filler, a lot of
yeah,
filler.
yeah,
You had
yeah.
you had you had the scene at the dinner table where she stopped everything, Vision saved him.
I felt like
You
that was
had
significant.
you had the helicopter, you had the girl cutting her hand, and another thing.
Hmm.
Whoa, she cuts her hand, right? If I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken, is it the talents are the same day? Old girl has no bandage on her hand. There's no bandage.
Right, right, right.
Like I was watching
And
for that. Old girl doesn't have any bandage. Like even when she gives them the award at the end, there's no bandage. There's nothing. And if I'm not
right,
mistaken, that's all the same day, right? Because weren't
right.
they
I
rehearsing
believe
for
it
the
was.
magic show?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I think that was, maybe the color, maybe that's the crack like we talked about before. But yeah,
Mhm.
I don't feel like there was too many significant things. I mean,
Right.
and we're talking about characters. Vision, his story was dope in Age of Ultron. His whole arc all the way through Infinity War, I thought was a good arc. Her
Mhm.
storyline, her brother, the Mind Stones, Strucker. I did like the Easter egg, the Strucker watch. Remember that?
Yeah,
The Strucker watch made by
Yes,
Hydra.
yes,
the
and it said
Howard
Hydra.
Stark
I
That
toaster.
was
like that.
so awesome.
The
That was
Howard
so
Stark,
sick.
the Howard Stark toaster.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
so
hold on,
awesome.
time
That was
out.
so awesome.
Was that the first time you saw color? There was something about that scene. The toaster is blinking red.
Yeah,
Was it, that was the first time you saw color, right?
yeah. There's color in that commercial. You are 100% right.
Yeah, but
You're
it's just the
completely
thing
right.
beeping. It's
Yeah,
just the thing
Yeah,
blinking.
yeah, yeah.
And
Hmm.
again, what color is it? It's red. So
Right,
something is happening.
for sure,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
I just I think there's little things to guess at, but I didn't feel like there was too much significant stuff. I thought there was a lot of filler. Anyway,
E-
here's a thought as far as the whole, good guy, bad guy.
mm,
Excuse me. What if Wanda's the bad guy? What if Sword is trying to break in to stop because she's sucking in all these people who aren't supposed to be there?
mm.
Very possible.
I can see that. I can see that
You know
being
what I
a
mean?
huge twist.
What if her
Yeah.
reality is just growing where she's just sucking in people and like, hey, like these people have no idea why they're
Their
there, what
life
they're
just gets
Mm,
doing.
completely restarted essentially into this.
Yes, sitcom, and you're
right.
stuck there until
Right.
she lets you out. You know,
'Cause
if you remember, and again, I might be drawing parallel lines or unparallel lines. I think it was Professor X was the only one who could step inside her reality in House of M and was like, Wanda, stop it.
and that's why she got rid of him
You know what I mean?
immediately.
Right.
Mm,
Exactly. There you go. So yeah, what if she's the the bad guy? Because she's so broken that she's just creating this reality. It's just growing and growing and sucking all these people into it. And Sword is like, Wanda, why are you doing this? And that voice, you know what I mean? Just a thought.
I can
Just a
see
thought.
that. I can really see that though. I can see
You
that
know.
being a possibility completely.
Granted, she's
Completely.
doing it for all the right reasons. She's doing it for love. She's doing it wants to have a family. But it's
And
Mm,
just it's just overcoming everything.
and this is
right.
one. This is kind of
You
once
know.
again falling back into that. I think the reality show made some were falling to play in this. Her powers before this whole thing weren't on the scale enough to start affecting everything, like the planet,
Hmm.
to the point where
Mm,
someone or some like sword would need to would jump in, unless, like I said, sword handles things that are on a higher level than what shield can handle.
right.
Typically, things like involving the Infinity Stones and stuff like that, or things that sword handles.
Well,
Right.
not to cut you off, Nate.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
hell, let's go back to Winter Soldier, Agents of Shield. Is Shield even around anymore? You know what I
Maybe
No.
mean?
not.
Well,
Like I know where
After
there were some
Endgame,
episodes. Uh,
I'm,
yeah, Boss, after Endgame, when Samuel had to go into hiding and everything like that, no, I don't think so. But
yeah. Was
right.
was that the end of was that was that the
He
end
he
of
goes into hiding in, in,
Winter
in, in
Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
yeah,
Yeah.
He goes into
In the
hiding
Winter
there.
Soldier.
But
Yeah, that's when like kind of collapsed then.
I don't know
Um.
if you guys watched because
not yet.
there was a trickle down in Agents of Shield too, where essentially there is no more Shield. There is no
Mm,
more Shield.
right.
And then I know they tried to. I know, and I might be going off topic here, but I know they made. If you guys remember the bald headed guy who had the axe, Mac in Agents of Shield, like they made him the new head of Shield at one point.
Mm,
But that's all I ever. I don't even know if Shield's around anymore. And I know Fury, with the help of because remember he was working with the scrolls and all this kind of the good scrolls and all this kind of stuff.
mm,
I think
mm,
that's where Sword came from. You
Yeah,
know, which you're right. They
for
deal with
sure.
bigger things,
Right.
but I mean, Iron Man's not around.
Mm,
Cap's not around. Not to sound
right.
stupid, but who else you gonna call?
yeah. Thor's
That's
off
why I think
planet.
Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange knows. That's why I think he's related to this somehow. And I
Mm,
think you have to reach out to Sword. You know, or
right.
Ross. You got to reach out Ross and Thunderbolt and you know since he's the whole head of the
Mm,
Sokovia Accords and all that kind of stuff. I don't know who I don't know how long the list
right.
is for people to reach out to.
I mean, yeah.
You know,
Right. I mean, like, I think during this time, yeah, like, I mean, Shield wouldn't, you know, isn't like really around anymore. Like you said, I think that would make sense. Because I mean, I don't even know, like, I mean, Doctor Strange would be the only one, like, I would feel like would have, or Sword that would be able to kind of deal with something like this on this scale. Because, I mean, but the thing is, I mean, like, if Shield, like, disassembled supposedly at the end of Winter Soldier, like would like you think Sword is still like going on? Like you still think that's a thing?
Well, Sword was ran by somebody else.
so
Like Thor was literally their like extraterrestrial, like internet. I guess not international, intergalactic system.
Yeah.
It was above Nick Fury and stuff like that. That was what literally Captain
Mm.
Marvel. There were some Kree and some like that. Like they were
Ah,
way
right, right,
above
right. Okay,
what Shield was.
right. Which would have been like established like after like Nick Fury met Captain
Like
Marvel.
they would be on the
Got it.
ones. They would be like the ones watching out for Galactus approaching the planet. Like they would be the ones who are alert Reed Richards before Galactus got to the planet. That
Okay.
Galactus is on
Yeah.
his way towards the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I feel like.
that's interesting. And like I said, with the whole Avengers, with this being, I guess, right after Endgame,
Mm.
where are these other people? That's interesting. And that's Marvel movies. You don't really all see them come together until shit really hits the fan. But
Right. Right.
um,
For
but
sure.
yeah, that that, that,
I.
that that's kind of that was something I was thinking about. It's like maybe she's the threat. Maybe she's not necessarily the bad guy, but maybe
Mm.
she's the threat. Maybe she's not
Right.
being threatened. She's the actual threat.
Right. And
You
they're
know.
trying to stop her possibly.
Uh,
Yeah.
So
I
what are
think
your
it's.
thoughts? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I think it's definitely going to leak into Doctor Strange. I wouldn't be surprised if like I like one thing like we were talking about before is like we hope that they take a Star Wars series movies approach where like everything connects with these series that they're coming out. Like it connects with the movies. You hear references from the movies in the series, references from series in the movies.
Yeah,
So like I hope like it's like end of WandaVision does lead into one of the movies, maybe Doctor Strange. It kind of picks up in that sense.
I mean, I've even already heard that it will. So I don't think there's not
Mm,
a continuity issue. I just think
mm,
these first two episodes it doesn't really give you a lot. It doesn't.
right,
You know what I mean? And you got to
right.
be a real
Mm,
Marvel fan, in my opinion, which we are, to sit there and watch that shit. Like, just because you have faith in the product, you're like, okay,
right.
it's about to get good. It's about to get
Yeah.
dope. You
Oh,
know what
for
I
sure.
mean? Like,
It.
you know.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
telling
think
you,
it's gonna
I'm
get.
serious.
Yeah.
Look, my dad got a smart TV, and he was, hey Chris, what's this Disney Plus? I said, hey, this is where you can watch all the Marvel movies. Okay, well, put on something. I said, Dad, there's something new on. You want to watch it? He said, yeah. And we watched the little legends, the thing, the whole little synopsis on Wanda and
Yeah.
Vision. Oh, I know these
Hmm.
characters. We put it on. Okay, yeah, this looks like the shows I used to watch. Yeah,
No,
okay, it's in black and white. Look, there's no TV we used to have.
just like the old days.
Knocked
Not
out.
the
Right.
snore. Not the
Just like the
snore.
old
Knocked
days.
out. I was like,
Dang.
Dad. Oh, what? Knocked out. Now, if
Not
that
the
would have been
snore.
in the movie theater, and hopefully we get back to that soon,
Yeah, I
and
know for
and
sure.
all the kind of stuff on the screen, wide
Hmm.
eyed, you know what I mean? Popcorn,
Hmm.
he'd been all into it. But that
Right.
right there, I was just like, this is different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Again,
I know for sure.
yes, it's leading somewhere. It will get better, but just these first episodes, I was just kind of left like I was even hoping for like an end credit scene.
Me
Like
too.
that that
I scrolled through the
that would have been
credits.
dope.
Me too. I was actually
You
looking for
know,
that when the show ended. They had a shoot. First of all, they had a super long credit scene
They
for like a
did with
show.
nothing in it.
right,
It was like
nothing,
I was like, this is
nothing.
long.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
look,
That's what I'm
because
saying.
there's two sets
The
of
the hard
credits. Because they play like the black
right,
and white credits, and then they play the
black
real
and white
credits.
one. And you get the new music and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, there's about to be something dope at the end of this.
Bro, it was
And
like
that's the
10
whole
minutes.
loyal Marvel fans because we know what to
Yeah.
expect. We're
Right.
loyal. We come
It
a
was
long
like
way with this series,
10
so we're like,
minutes.
oh yeah. Like Nate, your point when the music changed, I was like, yeah, they're about to be so good. Nothing.
Yeah, disappointed,
It
bro.
was like
I was
when it
sad.
went
I
to
was,
the
I was like,
credits.
I was
When it
just,
went
I
to
was just like, mm,
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
when it
You
went to
know,
the credits,
okay.
I was like, first of all, I was like, it was like 10 minutes worth of credits. So I was like, kind of like fast forwarding. You know how like shows you like the little picture boxes. Like I was hoping I was gonna see like a clip. You know what I mean? Like I was like, okay, like, but
Right.
I saw nothing but
wrong.
credits. I was like, bro, what? I
Yeah.
was like, this is crazy. I was
Disappointment.
like,
Yeah. Just yeah.
it was utter disappointment. Utter disappointment.
So,
But
and we can kind of wrap on this. Like, what do you hope to see? What do you expect to see as far as expectations in episode three?
So first, me, I hope they don't go back to black and white. Like, just let it be done. Y'all transitioned out of it, and in episode two, don't go back to it. Just let it be done. And I'm hoping that from kind of here on, the episodes take a more serious tone. Cause I seen like what they
Mm,
were literally going to at the end of episode two, like the whole sitcom aspect of it was over. You're getting into what's actually going on now. Like you're getting
right.
out of her fantasy world, or I mean, there's still be maybe some of it, but the perspective is now going to be of it from outside of this fantasy world, from people trying to either figure out what's going on or fix it or whatever. Like that's what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to see it transition into the more serious Marvel show that I know is going to turn into at this point in time. Like I feel like those first two episodes were good groundwork episodes, but that's it. Like and that was only groundwork for this. They weren't like they didn't give any like references really to any of the movies or anything like that. They were literally just groundwork for this. And
Mm-hmm.
I hope that like we're done with that. Like I know I seen the synopsis and they said the first three episodes were supposed to be like the short half hour ish episodes and the last six were supposed to be like the longer ones. But I'm
mhm.
like I said
Cool.
but I'm hoping that this next episode is literally like a just the opening into the more serious transition. Like it continues on where
That's
episode two left
yeah,
off.
a segue. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I do. I hope that last scene with the beekeeper. I don't know why we keep calling him the beekeeper, but
I
whatever.
mean,
That's what he
Uh,
is.
yeah, the
That's what he
tone,
is.
the tone shifted right then and there, and I hope
Hmm.
if that's cracks, if that's whatever, I hope you see more of that color. I think to your point, I think would be easier on the eyes. But even if that color is some way symbolic, because so far we've seen glimpses of color, red. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting. Do they continue with that theme? Like if that's a crack, right, in the black and white, what's going to be the crack in the color? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
What's going to is it new faces? Um, does she start having thoughts? You know what I mean? I'm assuming do we see the kids in this episode? Because she looked pregnant at the end.
yeah, because she also got
Um,
instantly pregnant. Like it wasn't even like
I'm really, yeah, I'm interested to see like what she
Instant
names.
pregnancy.
Yeah, right. Vision got that. He got that.
mm,
He's blessed. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, he has some good
You
genes.
know.
Apparently,
Yeah,
I was
yeah. He hit it with that. Anyway.
biggest
Um.
pregnancy 9 months I've ever seen in my life.
I'm gonna get you pregnant right now.
I mean, Elizabeth Olsen is the best Olsen sister
Yeah.
for
Oh
sure.
yeah. She's a fine specimen. Yeah. If there's anybody to do it, get her knocked up instantly, it's her. Um. uh.
Oh my
But yeah,
gosh.
yeah, Nate, I'm trying to say other words than kind of what you said, but yeah, I want to see that kind of shift in like that. Maybe will we get it in episode three? I don't know, but I hope maybe even halfway through it, you start to see things kind of fall into place, or hell, even fall out of place as to what's maybe really going on. I hope you get more scenes outside of her world. Like I hope they like cut and like people were like on the phone like, hey, there's this red thing in the middle of this park and it keeps growing. Call everybody. Who do we call? Like I hope you get scenes like that. Um, her neighbor, the annoying neighbor, whether she's for them or against them, and we've seen excuse me, with her and Vision. Maybe her roles defined a little more. I guess that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for definition, more definition, and some light on the path of which we're about to go on. You know, Brennan,
yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I mean, I hope the next couple episodes, that we do just get significance as to what the color changing means. Just seeing the red, especially the transition of color. Like, is she gonna realize things are changing, or is she just gonna like say nothing? Is she just gonna ignore it? Like, is the color just gonna change, and she's just gonna keep like going on with this, 70s life, or is she gonna like notice things are slowly deteriorating around her?
Right.
will like things continually to start deteriorating. Like will like more events like with the the beekeeper happen, with more events where you know people are asking them who they are, where are they from, or like even when
where
like
they
that
don't know that.
lady, right, or like when the lady who like hosted the talent not talent show, the like magician show, like where she was asking like I know who you are, like and more people gonna approach them and be like I know who you are, like I want to see like kind of like what you're saying, more cracks in the world that she's in. I want to see her like realizing this, like I want to see more of that, and like just the significance of like what the color means to and like the children, like you were saying too, I want to see like is she going to give birth in the next episode, are they releasing single episodes or are they doing double episodes each time, or
I think the
So to my
first one was
knowledge,
a
it was
single. The first one was the premiere was the double episodes, and then every one episode is just gonna
okay,
be a weekly
okay, just
release.
singles, just singles, yeah, no, so then like I want to see the significance of them, how like what part they're going to play. I just want to see it take a more serious tone, like just piggybacking off of both of you. I want to like it was fun, it was comedic relief the first two episodes, but I'd like to see just a lot more seriousness with
these good
what's
series. Yeah, yeah.
actually going
Right.
on.
I got you. Yeah. I want to see more Easter eggs too. I
Yeah,
want to see
like
more
Yeah,
Easter eggs. I want to
I
see. I
like
want to
that
see stuff.
watch, man. That watch was sick.
Yeah, the watch was dope. The
That watch was
toaster.
sick.
Um,
Yeah, I want to see more
they
of that
sprinkled
too.
in some. They sprinkled in a couple other ones that you really had to like look for, and it was
Hmm.
kind of tough to see.
this is gonna sound funny, but I feel
But
like that one Howard Stark commercial would have been super dope if they actually had Howard Stark in it. Like that would have
That would have been
been
that'd
crazy.
be great.
That would have been
Dominic
crazy.
Cooper would have been amazing.
that would have been
Would have
super
been
dope.
crazy.
That would have been
Yeah,
crazy.
absolutely, absolutely.
That would
Um,
have been so sick.
all right. What else? What else you guys got? The next episode is Friday.
Next episode
Um,
next Friday.
Probably
okay.
gonna
So
probably
so
gonna hit probably the same time these other episodes hit. Probably like 3 in the morning, 12 o'clock Pacific time.
I hope not.
I th-
I hope it's. I mean Thursday night or Friday night.
I mean third. It will
Well, we should be
probably
to
be.
watch it Friday.
Yeah, you should be able to watch it. Probably
Oh,
probably
okay.
Thursday.
So
It will
Friday
probably
morning.
drop like
Yeah,
Friday, like 3 o'clock in the morning. You'll be able to watch it on Friday.
Friday morning.
Like
Mm,
Yeah, that's not gonna
yeah,
happen. I'm not gonna be up at 3 o'clock.
yeah, that's fine. You watch it on Friday. I mean later in the day,
yeah.
it's all good.
No
Well,
problem. No problem.
um, for you guys who are watching, appreciate you staying for our little discussion.
For sure.
We
I
definitely
appreciate it.
appreciate that. We'll be looking forward to provide more content. That's why we were trying to figure out when the next episode is going to air. So soon after that, we'll have another video talking about episode 3. Um, and look forward to seeing you guys then.
All right. Thank you
For
very
sure.
much.
Deuces.
Peace out, guys. Thank you.